this day when I hear that song, I see you standing there on that lawn. Discount shades, store-bought tan, flip-flops and cut-off jeans. Somewhere between that setting sun, I'm on fire.
Okay, so welcome to Belmont Hill Farms, and I'm going to talk about halter breaking lambs. Sorry my thing is glitchy, there's something wrong. And I had to narrate this because it was super windy outside, so that's why. Right here is Agatha. She isn't my show ewe, but my little show lamb is back in the background over there. He's in a black halter, you can't really tell. But yeah, so pretty exciting. So our first thing is imprinting, which there'll be a little thing come up here in a second. And imprinting is extremely important because you go to the fair and kids like to touch your sheep and the judge comes and touches them, and the reason we imprint is because the judge comes and he squeezes all the back. So what I'm doing here is I'm talking about where to place my knees, so right behind the elbow, and if they try and jump back, then you can pull them, you can squeeze, and if they try and jump forward, then you can just pull their head to the side. So start rubbing with the front, and then move their legs around so they're nice and loose and not being stiff. Wiggle their back legs. Then rub under the belly. And make sure you rub the legs pretty good too. And also, I'll talk about the back here in a second. But you'll have a sheep that will try and kick you and all this kind of stuff, and you just keep working with it. Don't leave your hand. Okay? You need to stay with it, because the more you leave, the more they're going to think, oh, it's okay, this is what they want. So now I'm going to start talking about here in this video, start talking about the back and why we need to put pressure on the back. Why is because the judges come up and feel, and it's really hard for them to feel when your lamb is jumping all over the place, like so. And you'll have, sometimes you can get help, but for the first imprinting, I don't like any help. I just like to stand there and rub my lamb. So I'm squeezing her and I'm feeling her. And as you can see here in the video, my knee is in front in the position. That way, if she was to freak out and jump, my knee is there and she can't get away. Now, gradually, you can take your knee away and call it good. And once they get good enough. So squeeze the back and make sure they're good, and then you're going to go down by their lamb chops, which are the top of the hind leg, and squeeze them, because the judge will feel there too. So you do that to both sides, and once they're good, you can move on. So now I'm going to move her around, and you don't need to do the front legs because the judge isn't going to go up there and feel the front legs. Now, since she isn't halter broke, that is why I'm moving her around so much with my hands and stuff like that. Okay, so now we're going to get into everything else. We're going to get into teaching the lamb to lead. You need to take your long rope, which I like to use a calf rope instead of a typical sheep rope because those are too short to do this kind of stuff, and it's so much easier. So you're going to take this long rope and you're going to make it into kind of a typical rope, like a throwing rope, and you're going to make it into an L. Well, not an L, a loop. And it's going to go, and once you put it like back on the hindquarters, you want it to be the end of the string, you want it to be on the opposite side, and then you'll bring it and cross it over. Okay, so here I'm demonstrating, taking it, looping it around. I'm going to take it and place it on her hindquarters, right behind the dock of the tail and above the hocks, as you can see. Okay, so now here's the first step. You're going to pull on the top of the halter. Okay, I'll wait a second. Sorry, my bad. You're going to pull on the halter, and if she doesn't come, you're going to pull with your extra string. Here. She's not coming. I'm going to pull, see? You can see my tension there. And then you're going to release right away. And a lot of times the sheep will lay down. The sheep will not lay down as much with the other because you're actually moving them along. You can see how I have it. Once you get good enough, you can get down to one hand with doing this, and then hopefully someday you can get to doing it without the halter on and just by your hands, which I'll have another video on how to halter break them without the halter. Okay, now I'm going to show you another way how to do it. This way you're going to put the little loop right underneath their dew claw and the bottom of their hoof, so the pastern. Now this way I don't like this way that much because when you pull, sometimes the loop comes off, and yeah, it's kind of a pain in the butt. But it still works great. I used that method for a really long time until I figured out how to use this method. It does not hurt the sheep, if you guys are wondering. The sheep are just fine. If you have something to say about it, go ahead and give me advice. I'd love it. But I'm not going to change my ways. It doesn't hurt them, they don't get any marks on them, and they're absolutely fine. That's what I'm discussing about right now. Okay, so now is if they do start to lay down. You can weave it in between those legs, and every time this will just keep them from standing up because you have pressure on the belly also. So you'll treat it the same way you treat everything else. You'll pull on her, count to 3, and then if she doesn't come, you pull with the back. And see how it keeps her? Now you really do not want to use that method that much because it teaches them to walk with their belly up. So if you could have seen back, her back was all hunched up. So you don't want to. So if you maybe just do it for 3 days until they're really walking good and then stop it. Explaining, see how her back just came up when I pulled? Watch again. The back will really come up in a second. Oh, never mind. Her back's already up. She's probably having to pee or something. She's nervous. Okay, so here people like to train their sheep by always squeezing the tail, which I've done that before and I never used on any of these methods, and what I found out is your sheep is more jumpier for the judge and it's harder to teach him to imprint. So, I mean, unless you completely hate me, don't use that method. It's kind of, ugh. I just don't like it. Okay, so now I'm going to get back to pull, 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 pull. And then you get in a rhythm with the sheep. And then you go pull on the head, pull on the behind, pull on the head, pull on the behind. And once I get so good with that, you are going to just, kind of relax on it. And then you'll pull on the head, and every other stride you'll pull on behind. And then you'll pull on the head, and every third stride you'll pull on behind. And, it's just very comical things, and they work great. I absolutely love my method. Okay, so I'm going to show you one last time. Or a couple more times, I have no idea. Oh, okay, sorry. I'm showing you how to do it the one way. Now, she isn't really ready for this. She is now. She's completely halter broke now. But every time she was lead, you would just twist your hand out, or twist your hand into you. See how my hand was just twisted? Yep, that's how you're going to do it, just like that. If you guys have any questions or anything, you can just comment in them right as we're going. See how she's doing good? Okay. I'm probably grabbing Taz right now to show you what a broke lamb looks like. Or I'm grabbing Emily. She's the really tiny one that's kind of standing all funny like over there. Nope, I'm grabbing Taz. I'll show you what a broke lamb looks like. Well, maybe. Now he's going to be stubborn naturally. He's grown a lot since then. Okay. So naturally, when I need to do a video, he decides to be stubborn. And he's pretty independent, so yeah. Since he's going to be stubborn, I'm going to loop this over his hindquarters and pull. And now he walks great, because he's really smart. So that's Taz. He's my showmanship lamb. He's my weather. I'll sell him for market. All you tree huggers, back off. My decision. Thank you. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If there's any questions, I feel like I'm missing a whole bunch of stuff. But, I don't think I am. Thank you for watching, and hope you stay tuned for more videos, because I will definitely have more. I don't know if I'll do an imprinting one, because it's too late into the season. But, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. Please ask questions. I can answer any of them. I'll teach you how to brace in the next couple ones, and so much more. Thanks again. See you later.